Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. And on today's episode, we continue our Costco roadshow, if you like, and we are in Las Vegas, Nevada, where we will go inside of this Costco and see what liquor they have, if it's any good, is there any rare finds. So let's go ahead and go on in. All right then folks, and we are now in Costco. Yes, if you watched the other videos, we did an Arizona, Phoenix one, and we also did a New Mexico one. We were going to go to California. The plans changed a little bit, so we're going to finish off with Nevada. We're also going through Utah, which have some of the biggest Costcos in the world. The one in Salt Lake City is huge. However, they don't sell alcohol there, so we will not be doing one of those videos, so this will be the last one here. And what we'll do is we'll go over to the whiskey aisle. We'll see what whiskey they have, how much is it, do they have any good deals, anything allocated. So let's swing on over there and find out exactly what they have here. Just going over to the whiskey aisle here, and as you can see, just stop for a second because they have a 1 liter Carpano Antica Sweet Vermouth from Italy for $28.99. And if you love your Manhattans, then this is definitely the one for you. Like I said, it is a 1 liter. 16.5% alcohol, but then you would just mix that with like a rye or a bourbon to get your Manhattan. I believe Manhattans traditionally are rye. Don't quote me on it. I guess it was just whatever whiskey that they had back in the day. Rumor has it that people coming off Ellis Island were given Manhattans as a way to welcome them to the US. So, but a great price for $28.99 for this. So we're over at the whiskey aisle here, and as you can see, it's all mostly along this side here. I don't think there's much in the middle, but we definitely can go and look out there. We'll start at the bottom end there, and then we'll move our way forward to see. And just off the bat here, I can see a couple of really interesting bottles of bourbon. And just to kick things off, they have the Jack Daniel's large sizes, and they also have the gift one here, the 1 liter or 1.75 liter for $34.39, which is a great price. We know about these, we've seen them a bunch on this trip. They also then have the 1.7 Crown Royals. Again, we've seen them a lot on this trip. $41.89. I think that's the cheapest we might have seen here. Then we start getting into the real stuff here. We have the Maker's Mark 1.75 liters, as always. I think you see them at every single Costco that sells liquor. They also have the farm stock rye, the bespoke farm stock for $59.99, which we've seen already a couple of times. But then they also have the Whistle Pig single barrel 10-year here. This is 106.6 proof or 53.3% ABV, and that is coming in at $89.99. That's what I was mentioning in a lot of the last time we spoke about the farm stock rye, is that these are always about $100 or so. So I think that's a pretty good price for that. It says I think this might be a single barrel because it is bottled exclusively for Las Vegas. So if you're a Whistle Pig fan, that might be something that you might be really interested in. I am not personally, but you know, each to their own. And then you also have some Angel's Envy bourbon. Not as good of a price that it was down in Phoenix. However, still great for $39.99. And then we also have some of the Gentleman Jack, the 1.75 for $39.99. If you're a Jack Daniel's fan, I would just get this stuff over the old number 7 because it's not terrible. This stuff is. It is super smooth, if you like. And when I say smooth, I mean like super easy to drink. Stands up well in a cocktail. So get that over the regular number 7. They have the 1.75 liter Woodfords for $55.89. Again, you know, if Costco sells alcohol, they'll definitely have some of these. And they also have something I haven't seen at a Costco, and that is Smoke Wagon Uncut and Unfiltered. Look at that price, $62.99. I don't think I've ever seen that at a better price. This is 57.2% ABV, and my math serves me correct, that's 114.4 proof. This is going to be batch number 197A. Crazy to think that they're already on there. I remember picking ones up. I think I have one back in the Whiskey Cove, which is like batch 30. This was bottled really soon, actually. This is January 8th. I'm filming this at January 18th, so this is only 10 days it's been in the bottle for. I know a lot of parts of the country can't find this whiskey, and especially for that price. But in Colorado, you're pretty much, you can get that at most places for like $80. So I'm not going to get it because I already have one, but an excellent price on that there. And then we just walk a little bit further down here, much like the Maker's Marks and the Gentleman Jacks and Jack Daniel's, $36.89 for the bullet, 1.75 liter bourbons and the ryes. I think this is the best price we've seen on this here and on the roadshow trip, if you like. They also have some Jim Beam handles are $22.89. I always say if you're going to buy the Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and you don't want to get the Gentleman Jack, then just get this stuff, because for that price, you get a whole lot of whiskey, albeit not the greatest whiskey, but pretty solid at that. And then moving on, PLS. Small batch Kentucky bourbon. This is coming in at 55.15% ABV or 110.3 proof. I've never tried PLS, so I can't recommend it. However, I can recommend it at that price, because usually these are like $60, $70. And I know that you can also get like the double oaked ones as well, or the double barrel finish ones that people seem to like a lot. However, like I said, I haven't tried this. I'd like to know if someone in the channel has tried it. Leave a comment down below if I should pick it up. For $55, I do think that's a pretty decent deal. However, if I'm looking for something around the same ABV and the same monetary value, then I'll probably go for one of these, the Four Roses Small Batch Select. So this is a couple of their, like 5 out of their 10 small batch recipes. They go off of a lot of the numbers here are correlated to the yeast strains, and they chose 5 for this one, and these are all the same on any small batch selected you get. They're the 5 that they blend together, and it comes in at 52% ABV and 104 proof, so pretty good ABV. And for the price as well, $50, that's a solid buy for me. Obviously I don't need it, I have one down in the Whiskey Cove, but for the money you're getting great ABV, a very unique flavor, like strawberries, spice. So think of like a strawberry and cream apple pie from McDonald's is what I like to think these are. And they open up into like a lot more cherry there as well as it goes on. Also as well, we have Heaven Hill 7-year bourbon for $48.49. That's actually quite expensive for this. We've seen this quite a lot on the trip as well, and it's been a little cheaper than that. In Colorado, I feel like this is cheaper again. You're about $35, $30, $70. 7-year bottled in bond, 50% ABV. And then we have Elijah Craig here, the 1.75 liters for $45. That's really, really good. I think that's the cheapest out of this, the Woodford. I would probably go with the Maker's Mark for $41.89 instead, but still for $44.99, that's a great buy from me. So put your hands up if you're in the part of the US, or the world for that matter, and where you can't find Buffalo Trace. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's all at this Costco in Las Vegas. Wow, there must be like 500-600 bottles there. This isn't a store pick. This is just a regular Buffalo Trace offering. 45% ABV or 90 proof. I know there's a lot of people out there who've commented multiple times on a lot of my videos saying that they can't find Buffalo Trace. And we find it in Colorado for like 25 to 30 bucks, but here in this Costco, $21.99. This is a phenomenal price for Buffalo Trace here. I wish that everybody could get Buffalo Trace for that price, because I know that a lot of stores mark it up to like $30, $40, even $50, and then that sours people towards Buffalo Trace. But if you could get it for $21.99, I think we would all be drinking it here. And we were also able to find another Sazerac / Buffalo Trace product whilst we were here, and that is because they have a single barrel pick of 1792 full proof. So I do have a couple of these picks. I'm not the biggest fan of full proof, if I'm completely honest. I think that it can come across really hot, but when I see the single barrels, I do kind of like to pick them up as long as the price is affordable. Again, this you can see selected for Las Vegas, Nevada, barrel number 8744. So that's pretty unique and pretty cool. And they have quite a few here. I think they have like 2 slots here, and they probably refill them all the time. So if this is like 70, 80 bucks, I'm never going to pick it up for that price. But when the single barrels are around 50, maybe $55, I will pick them up. Well, Costco here in Las Vegas, Nevada did one better, and that is because it is $42.99 for a 1792 full proof single barrel pick. That is just excellent value for money, and one of the reasons why you get a Costco membership. So I am going to pick this up. So this is going to go into the cart. So I'm super happy that we're able to find something today, because we didn't pick anything up from the one in Phoenix, but we did from the New Mexico one. So let's keep looking and see what else we can find. As you can see, they have the 1 liter pin hooks here, $39.99. I don't think that's the best price. Don't know too much about the bottle, but they seem to be cropping up in a lot of Costco's here. They also have obviously the Kirkland Signature Canadian Whiskey, which is basically a off-brand Crown Royal without the bag. And they have some Jack Daniel's single barrel selects. So it doesn't look like this is a single barrel specific to Costco. This is just a regular single barrel offering that they do, 47% ABV or 94 proof. Looks like Costco do pretty heavy on Jack Daniels, because you have the single barrel, you have the Gentleman Jack, you have the old number 7, and the single barrel, oh sorry, the Christmas special in a tin. So it looks like they have a good relationship with Jack Daniels here. It'd be nice to see if they had like the rye version of the barrel proof one for pretty cheap. But this is $39.99, which is pretty good value for money, I feel like. And look what else they have here, the original gold bar. So this doesn't look like a single barrel pick or anything like that, but it is a limited edition version here. So we've had one of these before, and it was also a limited edition one. It was the Catch, the San Francisco 49ers, the Catch play that is famous. Well, this is just like a 2022 like Champion Select. But like I said, there's nothing unique or special about this. It just has the decal. It is $37.89. I think that's actually a little bit pricey. It's not overly expensive as it is, but I think you can find it at most places for $37. They also have the Black Velvet Canadian Whiskey for $13.89. Comes in a wonderful plastic bottle, aged at least 3 years under the supervision of the Canadian government for $13.89. So if Canadian whiskey is your jam and you don't mind cheap Canadian whiskey, then I suppose you can get that. Wouldn't be my recommendation. The typical screwball they have here, $28.89 for the 1 liter. And they also have this. So we've seen this before, but I'm stopping on this for a specific reason. They have a bunch of it back there, as you can see. This is Yellowstone out of Kentucky, 46.5% ABV. or 93 proof. So why I'm thinking about getting this, and that is solely just because of the price. $24.97. So you know, well, if for you folks out there who know kind of like Costco's like pricing strategy, if it ends in a 7, it usually means it's a closeout item and they're trying to get rid of it. So that price doesn't get any cheaper than that. I think this is like a $50 bottle, I think. So I'm thinking about getting it, but I will have to lug it all the way back to Colorado, and my space in my car is running out, as you'll see in a whiskey video. So we'll think about that, and we might come back for $24.97. I think I should probably get it. They also have Jameson, $41.89, or you can get Kirkland Signature Irish Whiskey for $28.99. So for the price difference, what is that, $13, $14? I wonder what is best. They're both 1.75 litres, and I wonder if anybody's had the opportunity to try this Kirkland Irish Whiskey. It says aged 4 years. I don't know if this says how long this is aged for, but of course, like Jameson is like the gold standard when it comes to like more affordable Irish whiskey. This is imported and made by Middleton. I wonder who this is distilled. Does it say? It doesn't. Imported. It just says imported by. It doesn't say who it's distilled by, which is a shame. But yeah, $41.89, $28.99. It would be interesting to do a blind between those two. The Johnny Walker Blue Label they have here, as they do at all Costco's. The 12-year Macallan, $89.99. They also do a Kirkland 12-year Scotch, and it's very similar, and it's sherry cask finish. It's very similar to the Macallan. I've had them side by side. If I find one, I'll point it out. So for $90, let's see if we can find that other one. They have the blended Scotch, and they also have the 3-pack that we've seen a bunch, which is like a really great Scotch starter pack if you're trying to get into Scotch. Interesting, they have this Islay Signature Sky Malt. So Islay Sky Malt is more of like Lafroig or Ardbeg, so this is probably going to be a little bit peaty, a little bit more smoky, matured at oak casks. For $39.99, that might be worth a stab, but I know people who like to drink Scotch like to see an age, and I'm not seeing an age on this, and it is single malt, so at least that's something. They have Glenlivet 12 for $35.89, and then Dewar's 1.75 litres Scotch, $27.29. That's a hell of a price. Johnny Walker Black Label there, $58.99. Buchanan's Deluxe, aged 12 years. But I would get this, like a Highland Park 12. Here it is out of the box. Highland 12-year-old single malt Scotch, spicy and well-rounded. A wild harmony of honey-drenched oranges, winter spice fruit kick, and floral peat notes. Highland Park 12 is a cornerstone of the Scotch world. And for $52.99, one per customer, that's got me all excited. So I did just do a price check on this in Colorado, and it kind of comes out exactly the same. In Colorado, you can pick it up for $52.99 as well in a total wine. So I'm just going to leave this. I was excited to see it and excited to potentially pick it up, but there's no point in me muling this all the way back from Colorado, because I already have enough balls to mule over, and it's the same price. So I'm going to leave that, but however, I'm very excited to maybe go and pick this up when I'm back home there as well. They also have the 12-year blended Scotch. So this isn't the one that's finished in sherry cask. This is the old cask one. So it doesn't look like they have the sherry cask Kirkland one. But if you do see the sherry cask Kirkland 12-year Scotch, I suggest you pick that up because that is very Macallan-esque. We also have the bourbon rum cask, or the rum bourbon cask finish, the product of Guatemala for $27.99, which we saw in Phoenix. But they also have this one, the Kirkland Signature aged 15-year-old barrel-aged rum, product of Panama. So a lot of rum is finished in bourbon barrels as it is. It says finished in oak barrels there as on the screen. However, those oak barrels are usually repurposed bourbon barrels there. A little bit of sake here, 2 offerings, some Jamaican rum, and then some Captain Morgan's to finish it off. So it doesn't look like there's any like whiskey islands or end caps to really review here. It's all stuck along that side wall that we kind of visited and looked at. So we'll do the quick walk through here and then we'll get out around this video off here shortly. Alright then folks, and we are out. Yes, we did end up picking up the 1792 foolproof single barrel pick. All in all, I think that's probably the best Costco that we've been to on this trip. We could have picked up 1 or 2 other bottles as well if we lived somewhat closer so we didn't have to move it back to Colorado. So this was the last edition of the Costco Roadshow series, if you like. And this probably has been the best one out of the 3 in my own opinion. And this kind of goes to show that if you do have Costco's near you that do sell liquor, then you're able to pick up Heaven Hill 7, 1792 foolproof single barrel picks, Knob Creek 18, and some other really great whiskey. Because I didn't go to multiple different Costco's, I just went to those 3, but we still managed to get excellent whiskey as well. So I didn't really have to hunt for it too much. So maybe go into a Costco and just take a little look at the liquor section and kind of see if that's something that will work for you. I think, and don't fact check, maybe you can fact check me on this, but you don't have to have a Costco membership to buy alcohol. I think you can just go in, buy the alcohol without the membership. I might be wrong, but I think I heard that somewhere. If you don't, then just I get a friend who has a Costco membership and buy you a gift card, and then you can go in with the gift card and spend accordingly. So thanks for watching. As we say on the channel, as we drink through the world's whiskies 1 glass at a time, 1792 foolproof was today's winner.